Today's subject, hitting competition versus swing maintenance. Which comes first? Hit the subscribe button, the notifications. Come on in, let's get started. Hey guys, Carl at Damage Hitter, and I'm back. Today we're talking swing performance and competition versus swing maintenance. It's such an easy concept, but I want to make sure we understand. All right. What happens to us in baseball, in today's society, in game and practice development is we've started to emphasize games more than practice. We believe in games more than development. The whole concept of youth baseball has become tournament play, a competitive league play, earning of scholarships, trying to showcase our abilities, all focused on games. Whether it be league play, tournament play, bracket play, pool play, semifinals, championships, our whole focus and brain is focused on how they play in the games. For parents, it's become about an entertainment process. If I've gone to the game, I want to see my child play the game. We coined a phrase here a long time ago that was, it's all practice until you get to the big leagues, which means games are practice, practice is practice, individual lessons are practice, lifting weights is practice. Everything that we do is practice towards developing and growth to the player we can be, the player we want to be. We're not focused on the grade of a game. How many wins you have or losses. We're not focused on your batting average, your ERA. We're only focused on your ability to play and develop using the skills, the tools, and the systems we have in place. I know that for you and many of us, we've started to focus on games more than anything, and it'd be the same as us taking our abilities, our thoughts, our work for our children in school and saying, okay, we're more interested in knowing what you get on the final exam, what you get on the midterm exam, and what you get on the 4 tests during the year than we are what you're doing on a day-to-day basis with the information you learn in class and your homework. None of us would ever do that. We all know the day-to-day information and what they get in their homework is more important. Now, the fact that they have tests to learn about retention is vital, and it's important. But when we focus on the grade of those tests more than the daily process of study habits, retaining information from day to day, applying information from this lesson to the next lesson, we focus on those things less than the score of the test, then we are doing things that are negatively impacting our players, negatively impacting our students, negatively impacting our children. And we don't want that. What we're going to do is focus on player development. So as a hitter, what I tell people all the time is you think of your swing like a race car. You own a $100,000 race car, a $400,000 race car, a $1 million race car. You're going to pay mechanics and people to come in there and work on that car. Make sure the tires and wheels are balanced. You got the right slicks on it. The suspension is set up properly so it can handle curves, a slight bump. It can handle hard brakes. The brakes are going to be set up to handle the stopping power of how strong the engine is and probably more than the strength of the engine. The engine is going to be finely tuned so it runs without any rattles or shakes. And you're going to test and test and test before the race. When the race comes, you're going to believe that car is set up to run as hard and as fast as it possibly can. Then you're going to take that car out of the garage, you're going to take it to the track, and you're going to run it as hard as you possibly can, to the edge of blowing that engine up, to the edge of blowing out those tires, to the edge of making sure your suspension doesn't work anymore. That car is going to be run to the edge of its possible, the top of its possible capabilities. What you won't do after that is take the car back home and put it in the garage and let it sit till the next race. You would never do that. What's going to happen is you're going to take that car back and your mechanic, the guys who work on your car are going to make sure everything works great. Then they're going to take those tires and wheels off, put them into storage. Then they're going to take that engine out. They're going to get it all cleaned up and ready to go. And they're going to put it on the rack where it belongs, waiting for the next race. They're going to disassemble everything in that car, put the body and chassis of that car away until the next race. Until a few weeks before the next race where they can take it out and redo it. Now, we're not doing that with our swings. We're not putting our swings away for a long time. What we're doing is we're using the everyday process of our homework, of our knowledge of what happened in the game, good and bad, and of what we're learning in our hitting lessons and appointments to have a constant everyday homework about our swing. We're using that time to develop a swing that we don't have to think about, that we know works. So when the time comes when we have a problem, we can say, hey, this is our problem. Here's the things we've been working on. Here's how we fix it. Without the everyday practice, the devotion on development and the use of our swing, we cannot be consistently successful in the game. So here we believe that working on our swing, the everyday maintenance of our swing, is 100 times more important than the game and the game development. We also understand that we're using the information from the game as the test to apply to our work so we can improve and get better. We need the games to improve and get better. We need to know, are we lacking physically? We are lacking emotionally? Are we lacking mentally in the games? And how do we overcome that? By getting enough reps, enough practice, and enough work in order to overcome those things during practice for the games. The games are fun. They're meant to be a great time. If you only believe it's a good time in a game because you got 3 hits, probably shouldn't be a baseball player. Baseball's fun when it's terrible, to those of us who love the game and enjoy playing. Baseball's fun when we don't play as well as we'd like, to those of us who love the game. Way more fun than cutting grass. Way more fun than working at the car wash. Way more fun than a whole bunch of things that you can do. And if you don't feel that way, do something else. There's a lot of things you can do to develop your skills and learn. But if you do feel that way, then let's embrace it. Let's take this thing to the next level, and let's concentrate and focus on swing development. Now, swing development is highly important because this is damage hitter. But you got to think about this as an outfielder. I got to get better defensively during practice and development time. As an infielder, I have to get better defensively, and I can do something every day to get better defensively as an infielder and an outfielder. As a pitcher, I can do something every day to get better as a pitcher. And I got to focus on development through a practice standpoint to be ready for the games that I'm blessed to be able to play. So once again, guys, we believe that swing development is way more important than game and competition performance. Hopefully you believe that as well. If you do, please leave us a comment and talk about it. And if you don't, I'd love to have a comment. And remember, until next time, when in doubt, hit it out.